So next I have Lady Portia Weatherington, who is Penelope's mother. I didn't really care for her character. I guess I don't care for people like that in general. So it's just like, you're either a good person or you're not, or whatever the case may be. She wasn't really that great of a person, but she loved her family. She was a mom to them. But at the same time, she was very, very deceitful, very petty. She was very fake, and a lot of people could see through that, because she was a people pleaser. Because the society that they live in, you have to do what you can to put your daughters in the best position possible so that they can have the best options of suitors and stuff like that, so they can marry well and then have a good life, which is, I understand. But at the same time, how she moves very snakishly and slimy, and that's what I don't like about it. It's a different way to move. It's the principle. She treated Marina horribly. She got what she deserved. By the end, she ended up having no money. And then Anthony, who is Daphne's older brother, who basically became the man of the house, because I want to say their father either left the family or he passed away. I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that. Yeah, so basically Anthony, he's an overbearing older brother, won't take nothing from anybody type person, smart aleck. You're gonna do what I say. I only know what's best for you. He would basically boss their mother around and be like,
this is how this is gonna work. This is how this is gonna happen.
And then the mom would let him have his moments, but then she'll come back real sharp and be like, oh yeah, by the way, what you said about that, well, it's not gonna work this time, or this is not how this is gonna happen. Remember, I'm the mom. I'm like, oh yes, please let him know. Like, who is he talking to? You're the head of the household as far as like being the older male figure in the family. At the same time, you have a whole mother who is older than you and who birthed you and who knows best for you too. He got what he deserved by the end with playing with this girl's heart, and you know, the society, you can't mess with whores and try to bring her on your family, because that wouldn't look good, and that was just against the rules of society. And so basically he was messing with a woman like that, and he was keeping her under hush. He would go see her and he promised he would take care of her, but then he stopped talking to her and he was like, oh, I can't do this anymore. I can't provide for you anymore. What? And then it shattered her heart and shattered the relationship, and then left her with nothing, so she had to get help from Genevieve, I guess, the seamstress. I think that's what she was. The girl, she ended up getting back on her feet, and then she ended up finding somebody else who wouldn't change her and loved her for her, and you know, wouldn't hide her basically. And so, you know, he was back and forth with that. Like, he was all over the place when it came to that girl. I don't remember her name, so I keep saying that girl. But yeah, she was the opera singer in the show. She had to do something to get money to provide for herself until she found her other love interest. And so Anthony was just left alone by the end of the show, and I was just like, that's what you get, because you playing games, you being too much of a fireball, and not everybody's going to agree with that, and not everybody's going to love you for that. However you think you might be right, like, it's pushing people away, and that's exactly what it did with the people in his life. So the next person is the queen. She basically was snooty yet down to earth. She was weird to me, because one scene she's snooty because she's the queen and she doesn't really listen to what people gotta say. She'll cut you off. On the other hand, she wants to know everything you have to say. She won't cut you off. She's intrigued. She's nice to you. Not saying she was ever a mean lady. It was just, she had her moments where you didn't know, like, okay. And then the fact that everybody was able to be close to her in a way, and I'm thinking, as a queen, you wouldn't think that people would be like, she might have like a security person, like, hey, what are you doing, like, you're getting too close. But a lot of the time she'll be at a ball with the rest of people who were invited to the ball, just walking around, and anybody could talk to her. And I'm just like, oh, I didn't know that you could do that. Maybe just be for the show, but I thought that was kind of odd too, that she was so easily accessible in the show. And so last but not least, Eloise Bridgerton, who is one of Daphne's younger sisters. She was one of my faves. She was very articulate, and she stayed to herself, and she stayed true to herself. She didn't follow along with rules of society. I'm not saying she was a bad kid. It was just that she wasn't the one that wanted to be in the spotlight. She was more so like a tomboyish type girl. I mean, she was one of the most down to earth, other than Daphne, people because of the fact that she was doing her own thing. She wasn't an attention seeker type character, and I really liked that about her. She was different. So basically overall, I thought it was a good show. I'm waiting for season 2. One thing I don't like about it was I felt like a lot more could have happened between Daphne and Duke had they not been bickering for 4 or 5 episodes straight, when he was just being like too prideful and him not wanting to have a child. But now that they have a kid, I'm decided to see if they do continue with the child growing up, if he's gonna have a speech impediment, and if he does, how he's gonna treat his child, or if he doesn't, like if they're gonna have a normal life, like a normal family life, and them teaching his son how to be a duke and stuff like that. And yeah, I think that'll be exciting to see. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you agree with anything that I said, please put it down in the comments below, and also share your thoughts on it. Peace.